Hello, my name is Collection Connoisseur. I collect digital thingamabombs and video games. Today I'm playing Monster Train. This time on Monster Train, we're going to be doing the next of the expert challenges, which is preloaded. Cards have one upgrade slot and it's already filled. Okay, interesting. All cards have one fewer upgrade slot and they come with an upgrade. Well, that doesn't lead me toward any particular clan combination. So, I think what I'm going to do is Wurmkin Umbra. So we've never done the exiled Wurmkin with any of the Umbras. So if we have an exiled Wurmkin, we've got Echo Break with Echo Right. Would we rather have Shade Splitter or Plank? Honestly, I tend to like Shade Splitter more than Plank, so I'm going to go with Shade Splitter. So we've got Echo Break, Shade Splitter with Echo Right. And we don't get to upgrade anything, which means what do we spend our money on? I guess we'll find out. Echo Transfer. Interesting. I tend to like Echo Transfer a lot. Packed Morsels gives me even more morsels at the beginning. I like that one. It's also a consume card, which tends to work well with Wurmkin. And then Ancient Resonance is okay. Find it only okay. Alright, we're going up against Seraph the Patient, who triggers on Rally and Incant, and applies melee weakness. It's an annoying one for sure, but I don't know that we do anything in particular to prepare for it, other than, have some way to deal with the fact that you apply melee weakness, which might be just putting morsels in front. We'll see. Okay, I think we're going to look at the champion first. So Etch happens when we consume a card, applies 4 armor to all friendly units. That one, we would really want there to be lots of units on the same floor, which is usually not something you want when you're playing with Umbra and trying to use the morsels. The repeater tends to be really nice. Right now it just gets back packed morsels, but it gets back something even now. I think I really like the repeater. Let's take the repeater. And gain an artifact. The first time each turn an enemy unit dies, add 2 morsels to your hand or guild marker. Guild marker coming at the very beginning is really, really nice. This is consistent morsels, which tends to be also a good thing, but I think I've got to choose guild marker at the very beginning. It's just really strong if you get it immediately. So, let's go. I did not turn on the armor emblem. I didn't even think about it. I probably should have. I didn't even look at what it was. Well, well, I feel kind of silly about that. But I guess we just didn't. I'm thinking about where we want to have the echoes. Because we've got Echo Transfer, and we've got this Ancient Resonance. I guess it doesn't really matter too much where the echoes are. Let's just play things at the top, because that's most likely where we want to have things. So the Morsel Jeweler and Echo Right, and this other Morsel. Great. I think the first one will be really easy, especially since we didn't turn on the trial. Not turning on the trial was an odd thing to do. So we get to play Packed Morsels, which means we get to play Packed Morsels every turn. I want to defeat the Collector, so I think I will. And then we get to play the rest of our cards. We could do an Echo Transfer on our Echo Right to make Echo Right really strong. Kind of like that. Ooh, we even get a Morsel Miner, which I like. I like the Morsel Miner too. So I'm thinking about what we do at the top. I've kind of been thinking that we put a Train Steward in front of Echo Right, and that seems like a pretty nice thing to do. The only problem with that is that we don't get to use all the morsels. Whereas if we put a Train Steward at the bottom, for example, we could use all 6 morsels this turn. I like using all 6 morsels this turn. Let's do it. So which morsels do we want at the top? And which ones do we want at the bottom? Because that's where we can play a Train Steward with a bunch of morsels. So let's do the Echo Transfer. I know I'm going to do that. So Echo Right already kills you in 1 hit, which is nice. We want you... Let's see here. We want the Morsel Miner at the top for sure. Echo Right is much better than the Train Steward. The Train Steward, we could give it Lifesteal. Lifesteal on either of these is not that great because they don't have a lot of health, but I guess Lifesteal on Echo Right is fine? I don't know. Lifesteal doesn't seem that important. But the Lifesteal should go a different place than the damage shield, probably. Maybe we do the Lifesteal at the bottom? Sure. The Lifesteal at the bottom. And then the damage shield at the top? Sure. Alright, this is what we're doing. We get packed morsels every turn now, which is very nice. I do want to defeat you, because if we defeat you, then we kind of don't need to worry about Echo Right at all. So let's defeat you. We can't use the Echo Transfer this turn because we don't have enough Echoes anywhere where we have units. You can get even more lifesteal. Well, I mean, I guess we could give you lots of lifesteal, or we could do that for Echo right now. I think I want the Shade Splitter to be played at the top, so that we have echoes up there. Rubble Morsel. We don't care about the Rubble Morsel, so the Rubble Morsel is going down here. And then... giving you lots of lifesteal is very strange when you have so much damage shield. Well, let's not do that. Let's give you lots of lifesteal. And then we have a Train Steward to play. Might as well play it in the center. I guess we could do the Echo Transfer in the center right now. Sure. I don't know what I would be using the Echoes in the center for anyway. Alright, how are we doing at the bottom? We've got to play more morsels first, but we definitely want to play the Echo Break at the bottom. Let's do that first. Echo Break at the bottom. Let's play the packed morsels. And what? If we play... Actually, let's play a Shade Splitter as well. We want to play this up here. Alright. There's only the Morsel Jeweler that could take a hit and survive. I think we want to put the Morsel Jeweler up here. So the Morsel Jeweler goes up here. So it takes a hit and then gets eaten, which means that we preserve a damage shield and we add a damage shield. Now the next question is, can we win this turn? Because if we can have you survive, you've got 4 lifesteal. The Morsel Miner definitely goes behind, but we put 1 Magma Morsel in front and we're winning. Alright, well, nice. We won with a Train Steward at the bottom. Alright, easy first battle, but we didn't take the trial, which I kind of feel dumb about. The Echo Infusion is interesting with holdover on it. We could just apply 10 health every single turn. The Hosting Kin actually gives us an Echo, though. If the Echo Infusion was infused, I would almost certainly take it. Let's choose Hosting Kin. I think I want more Echoes, and that one's not a bad one to have. Holdover Mine Collapse. It's not great when we can't add another thing to it, though. And then a Packed Morsels that does not consume. An Umbra Stone. Umbra Stone is a little bit weird with the repeater because we don't actually want to get Umbra Stone back. But Permafrost on Umbra Stone is pretty nice. I don't really know. I probably want the Umbra Stone with Permafrost, but I don't like that it has Consume when we have the repeater. Or I could skip. I can always skip here. And I think that skip might be good. Well, let's skip. Alright, Merchant of Steel. We can't put on anything except what we would get. We only have one upgrade slot. And based on how many morsels we get, we might want an Umbra unit. Let's go to the left. So, let's look at the Merchant of Magic. Stacked Stone we don't want on anything. We actually can't put it on anything. Power Stone. We could put that... We could put that on Ancient Resonance. It would do something. Twin Stone. I tend to like Twin Stone, but I don't know what we would do with it this time. We could put it on Packed Morsels to get even more morsels. It's interesting. Seek Stone I don't think we take. It's also something we could put on Packed Morsels, but I don't think we take it. Alright, let's look at what this Umbra unit is. Oh, Alloyed Construct. Alloyed Construct with a ridiculous amount of morsels might be really good. I don't like that it just has a Battle Stone, but it could be really good. Morsel Master I don't think is what we want. I think I've got to take Alloyed Construct because it just seems too good with how many morsels we can get. Again, I really wish we could upgrade it further, but, you know, that's the problem with the challenge, right? Okay, what do we take? I'm really thinking about taking that Twin Stone. And I don't know if I want any of these. Actually, we could put an Ember Stone on a Shade Splitter. Don't mind that. Let's put an Ember Stone on a Shade Splitter. And then there's kind of very little reason to re-roll. I would be happy to purge. And I think we take a Twin Stone and we put it on a Packed Morsels. Okay. Let's purge a card. Let's purge a Train Steward. And then I'll wait to purge more cards. I'll save a little bit of money just in case we want to spend it. We don't have many places to spend money, but I'm looking forward to spending lots of money on trinkets, basically. Alright, let's go to the next battle. Retribution. Non-boss enemy units enter with Spikes 3. Spikes 3 makes certain morsels really bad. I think our Alloyed Construct is really good, though. Let's turn this on. Now, we certainly want Echo right at the top and the Alloyed Construct in the middle. Let's figure out what we're going to do with the morsels first. So we're going to play both of these morsels. And I think that we would most want Echoes in the center floor. I just realized we could use an Echo Break instead of doing the other Shade Splitter, and that might be a good plan. Because you're dangerous to my alloyed construct. I think that's right. So, Echo Break you, because you're dangerous for my alloyed construct. And then alloyed construct goes in the center with a rubble morsel, we put Echo right at the top. I would like to give you lots of morsels, which we don't get to do with you being in the center as much, but there's no reason to put you anywhere else other than the center. I mean, maybe the bottom, but we need you to have fuel. You won't get it this turn. I guess we could put you at the bottom. It would mean that Echo Right would have to kill the overcharged apprentice, which is dangerous. But then maybe you kill everything else? I don't know, I think it's best to put him in the center. We'll get lots of morsels, and we can only give you 2 each turn, which is unfortunate, but we also have our champion to give morsels. We got Ancient Resonance. Why do we have 3 Ember? Oh, because the morsel was a rubble morsel. Right. You're taking 9 damage. That's fine. That's what we expect. You, we do want to kill because you've got the spikes. The Ancient Resonance at the bottom is actually really nice because it kills both of those. Let's do that. Ancient Resonance at the bottom. Kill both of those. I think we play a Shade Splitter. I want to play it in the center, even though that will give you an incant. And I want to play the Hosting Kin. Do we want to... We only have Echo Transfers to use these Echoes. I think we do use the Hosting Kin. If we do it on this one, then you kill both of those. Still. That's not completely true, is it? It's not. We're going to play the Shade Splitter. I'm just trying to figure out if we're playing it here or not. I think the answer is yes. We play the Shade Splitter there. We got an Ant Umbra morsel, which is perfect. I think we kill you. And then we play the Ant Umbra morsel right here, so that it takes the damage and gives our guy more health, and of course more fuel, which is important. Oh, we got our Hosting Kin back. Oh, did I neglect to think about that having consume? I think I did. Whoops. Well, I guess we have more things that we can get back then. I want to play an Echo Transfer. If we play an Echo Transfer and a Hosting Kin, we could play another Echo Transfer. You know, I'm willing to do that. We'll get the Hosting Kin back anyway, right? And we don't play the Echo Breaks, because we don't want you to have more attack. And they won't kill you. We got an Echo Break, which I like. Let's do that on this one. We have Packed Morsels, which has Consume and Spell Chain, which means we can get loads of morsels. Loads of morsels. So, we've got a ton of morsels. Giving you lifesteal means that after you take the first hit, you start healing. You heal once, which is nice. I think I want that. So let's give you a Morsel Excavator and a Magma Morsel. And then let's give our champion a damage shield and some Magma Morsels. No reason not to play the Train Steward at the bottom with a Magma Morsel. No reason not to. And the Hosting Kin, the reason not to play it is so that we get back this packed morsels and we just get to play more morsels. So I think we don't play it, because the Trusted Priest is not that important. So let's do a Trained Steward with the Magma Morsel. Deal essentially 1 damage, because you heal 5. Alright, we're already winning and you're gaining health. Alright, well... Great. We got a very interesting bogfly. A bogfly with a large stone. And it has infused. Is that worth it? I'm not sure if that's worth it or not. It could be. That bogfly would survive a lot of attacks. And it'd be something that we could put in front of our champion at the top. How very interesting that I'm considering taking a bogfly. I think I'm going to take it. The Ant Umbra Assault has Consume. How unfortunate. The Perils of Production is really nice. The downside is, of course, the Ember Drain 4. We can always play it on morsels if we can't handle the Ember Drain, and then it just gives us Ember on the turn, as well as makes the morsels deal more damage. I think it's worth it for that. I don't know if we're ever going to play it on something that will take advantage of the Rage, because of the Ember Drain 4. But maybe, maybe not. So an Umbra unit might be good. It could be. Don't know that we want to duplicate anything just yet. And I'd really like an artifact. So let's go to the left. So I can peek in the Divine Temple, but I can't peek anywhere else. A True Stone. True Stone on Ancient Resonance seems pretty nice. Value Stone only on Ancient Resonance. Is it valuable? So we might just take the True Stone. Let's do the Umbra unit first. Another Alloyed Construct. The one that we have has a Battle Stone in it. This one has a Rune Stone. If we sacrifice one to the other one, then it will have more multi-strike, and I think it gets both of the Gorge effects. But I think that Inert only affects it once, even though it has Inert twice. Inert doesn't cause it to use more fuel, but it does mean that we gain more fuel. So we could make a super alloyed construct. I like that option kind of a lot. The next question is, which one do we sacrifice? Let's do this. I'm going to make a super alloyed construct. The question that I have is, do I value the Runestone or the Battlestone more? Kind of don't like either of them that much. But I think the Battlestone I like more, so we'll sacrifice the one with the Runestone. So sacrifice this alloyed construct to the other alloyed construct. We've got a super alloyed construct. And I think I still do take the True Stone and put it on Ancient Resonance. So we're at 50 pack shards. Okay, very interesting. Let's go to the Concealed Caverns before the artifact? I think so. Ooh, interesting. I will toss in Tribute. Am I going to spend health this time? I think I will. Spend some health. Spend some more health. We've spent 10. This is 15. And then this is going to be 20. Spells get an extra upgrade slot. You know? That's really nice. So my spells can actually get another upgrade. Ooh. Wait a minute. Shouldn't that mean that I can upgrade things? Yes, okay. It didn't appear when I looked at this, because it only shows you the stones that you have. Right. Alright. When an extract card is played, we gain 1 Ember and an Echo. That's pretty nice, because we've got 2 extract cards that we do like to play. The Echo transfers. And we'll probably get more extract cards that we like to play. So let's take Carving Goriska. Those were 2 rather good artifacts to get. We did spend 20 health on them, but those were 2 rather good artifacts to get. I'm thinking about putting the Value Stone on the Ancient Resonance now. Thinking about it, I probably won't, because I don't think I want 15 pack shards for that. But I'm certainly considering it. I think I will choose not to. Alright, let's go to Talos the Architect. Soul Sucker. Friendly units enter with Sap 1, and Talos attacks every turn and apply Dazed on Strike. Probably won't matter if we can put a morsel in front to take the Dazed. But only if we can put a morsel in front to take the Dazed, which is not true on the first turn, unfortunately, with the Alloyed Construct. We can't kill you. We've got to play our Alloyed Construct. I would play it in the center, and I would play Echo right at the top, but if we don't get something to take the hit from Talos next turn, I guess we could play Echo Right in the center, but Echo Right would die this turn. Oh no. This is not a good start. We can't have the Alloyed Construct die, and before it gorges, it doesn't hurt anything, so we don't have any way to take these guys out except for the Echo Breaks. And we only get to play 1 of those this turn. This is painful. This is a painful first turn. Okay, that was what I was thinking I would do on my first turn with that hand, and I couldn't think of anything better. Alright, so we do play the Packed Morsels, definitely. So that's good. We definitely play a Shade Splitter. I don't have enough to play Echo Transfer except at the bottom, where I'm probably not going to play it. If we play the Shade Splitter at the bottom, I could put the Train Steward and give it Echo Transfer, but it would just die, so what's the point? Not really sure. I could put the Train Steward in the center to take the hit, but then I can't fit as many morsels. I guess... Let's find out what morsels we have first. And I'm going to play the Shade Splitter in the center. Oh. There's no reason to play the Train Steward because we have so many morsels. Never mind. Alright. We have just enough space in our hand to play this. Alright, so we've got tons of morsels, which means you are not going to kill my champion. We just have to figure out which one we're sacrificing up there. If we give the Ant Umbra morsel here, then it takes the first 2 hits. Or we could put it behind if we felt okay putting it behind. You having sweep is really unfortunate. Yeah, that's unfortunate. The Morsel Jewelers don't do a lot. The Morsel Miner we definitely want to play. I guess the Morsel Jewelers are not so bad at the top. Let's do Morsel Jewelers at the top. So a Morsel Jeweler and another Morsel Jeweler, maybe the third one. Haven't decided yet. I don't know if I care about you having more current health or more total health. For current health, I would put Umbra Morsel in front. For total health, I would put it behind. I think I'm going to go with current health. So Umbra Morsel in front, it dies. Put the Morsel Minor in the back. And then we get to play one more morsel up here. I think that's going to be another Morsel Jeweler. And then we get to play two at the bottom. The Umbra Morsel dies. Okay, they both die, actually. Oh well. So we've got lots of morsels. The problem is the center, because I'm taking a lot of damage in the center and only killing that front one. The Bogfly, I don't mind putting at the top. Don't mind putting the Bogfly at the top. Let's play our Packed Morsels again first. So, Packed Morsels. Now we have to play something before I can fit more morsels in my hand, though. So in the center, we can't really play many morsels because you have sweep. So I'm going to play one behind. One that actually survives. And then we play this Packed Morsels again. We have enough space. Just enough space. Alright. As much as I would love to give you lifesteal, we can't when there's somebody that has sweep there. So the sweep is preventing me from doing anything there unless we get it from this other Packed Morsels. So, how about the top? If I play a Train Steward at the top, it takes up 2 space, but it takes all of the hits. If I play a Magma Morsel at the top and a Morsel Excavator, then we'll kill both of those. I like that. You losing your damage shield is not very important to me. The damage shield is soaking 6 damage. So yeah, let's play a Magma Morsel and a Morsel Excavator up here. That kills all of those. Let's play a Bogfly at the bottom. And we're going to play more morsels. Where do we play the Morsel Minor? The center is not valuable, the top is valuable. Let's play it at the top. Now we can play another Packed Morsels for even more morsels. Unfortunately, we didn't get another Umbra Morsel, so we can't give you another morsel this turn. Not one that you would actually successfully eat. At the bottom, I like the Morsel Excavator behind. Whatever I put in front gets hit by Talos the Architect, which I guess will be a Morsel Jeweler. Oh, actually, this one dies from those two, and then this one dies from Talos. There we go. And then we can't play the Train Stewards, and we'll play a morsel in the center just to get it out of the deck. But we understand that it just dies. Okay. Overall, that was a pretty decent turn. Ooh, I don't like you at the bottom. I can get rid of all of those with Ancient Resonance, but it does take up 2 Ember to do that. I could defeat you at the top if we play a morsel that defeats you at the top. Let's play the Packed Morsels. We know we're going to play that. So a Morsel Excavator at the top would kill this one. I really want a Morsel Excavator here. Also, some morsel has to go in front. It has to be the Umbra Morsel, actually. Umbra Morsel has to go in front so that it takes the hits, and that means that you get to attack. You get to kill both of those? Oh yeah, you've got multiple multi-strike. Right. And then you're going to get a Morsel Excavator so that you can heal up a bit. So you're healing. Up here, we're going to play... Let's play a Shade Splitter in the center. In the center, so we can play Echo Transfer. I like that. Echo Transfer will give us more Ember as well. Wonderful. So now we can play the rest of our hand. We're going to play Ancient Resonance at the bottom. That one's easy. Now we get to play a Shade Splitter. I'm going to play it in the center again. A Hosting Kin could kill you, but what does that accomplish? Doesn't accomplish anything. A Hosting Kin could kill one of these, which also doesn't accomplish anything, except for give us an Echo up here. Because we were going to play a Magma Morsel up here anyway. I think. We could play it at the bottom, I guess. I want to play an Ant Umbra Morsel up here. Let's play these two at the bottom. Oh, right. Ooh, that back one down there. That back one has a damage shield, so we have to use both the Echo Breaks to kill it, which we definitely will. Both Echo Breaks to kill this one, so that you don't have haste. Now you die immediately. That's interesting. I don't know if that's what I wanted. Let's play the Packed Morsels. Let's play a Shade Splitter. Shade Splitter at the top, I guess? A Morsel Excavator. I do like... Let's see here. Another Morsel Excavator on you doesn't do anything. So let's do a Morsel Excavator on somebody else. Like you. Let's do that. So you get a couple of Morsel Excavators. We might win at the bottom. I could play the Perils of Production on my own guy. It means that we would get no Ember next turn. It's definitely a possibility, though. The Rage 6 is pretty nice, and you're going to have a lot of lifesteal. Let's do it. We're going to have no Ember next turn. Let's put this somewhere else. And I want you to have an Ant Umbra Morsel. Sure. Ant Umbra Morsel for you. An Ant Umbra Morsel for you, I guess? Actually, is the Morsel Jeweler better? Give you a Morsel Jeweler. And then let's save you from getting hit, allow you to hit back. Okay, do we win at the bottom? We do not win at the bottom currently, but we might after we play Echo Transfer. And Packed Morsels. Packed Morsels we can play anywhere, don't know why I changed floors to play it. And then we've got Perils of Production that we can now play. If we play it here, we don't lose the Ember because this enemy, or this creature of ours, dies. And you still die. Interesting. You still die. I want to give you Magma Morsels. And we win. Alright. Winning at the bottom again. Great. So, Symphony of the Soul is a card that we've never Divinity Mastered. And I've got to take one of those in each time that we play. Extract 5. That's painful. Shroud Mitosis is really, really nice, actually. And it has holdover. Oh, Shroud Mitosis is really good. I want to Divinity Master Symphony of the Soul, but I think I'm going to take Shroud Mitosis because with Holdover, this works extremely well in this deck. Because we can put out morsels and then we can make copies of one of them. We could take Bog Deep Cocoon as the thing that we Divinity Master. And just never play it. Or play it and let it die. What is the Bog Wormling? It has Etch and 90-60 attack with Trample. I mean, I can't imagine that we're going to actually hatch this thing. Especially because it having Quick means that it's only ever going to have 1 health. Let's take it in order to master it. And I don't know if I want Feld's Remorse or Herzl's Compound with this deck. We probably want Herzl's Compound. We've got Perils of Production, which means we probably want Herzl's Compound. Because that gives us more Ember by giving us more draw. I have to be a little bit careful here, though. If we have the Repeater, we don't want to draw a whole lot more each turn, because then we don't get to repeat our spells. I do want to remove cards. The spells have upgrade slots, the units do not. So there's kind of no point to going to a Merchant of Steel at all. So yeah, let's go right. And we have the Repeater. What is the other upgrade that we would put on our champion? So we could do the Shellsmith. That would mean that we have Etch to apply armor. I'm thinking about the Last Divinity fight, and I have no idea what we're going to do in the Last Divinity fight. Because I don't know how Echo Right survives in the Last Divinity fight. Maybe we want Shellsmith. We have Etch that we can do a lot, because we can consume cards every turn. So I guess we do the Shellsmith. Sure. The reason to do Repeater 2 is that Repeater 3 returns 2 consumed cards, but I think we do the Shellsmith. Okay. Let's look at the Merchant of Magic for a second. I don't know if we're going to take many of those at all. Surge Stone can be actively bad for us because we don't want to add Consume to too many things. So we might not take that one. Oh man. The Morsel Maid. Oh my. Morsel Maid is one of the best things to take when you have lots and lots of morsels, because we can sacrifice it to give something else hunger. Oh man. I mean, we can't sacrifice it to the Alloyed Construct, but we could sacrifice it to the Bogfly. I think we have to take this. The unfortunate thing here is that the more of these that we take, the less chance that we get our Alloyed Construct in our opening hand, which is bad. We want that in our opening hand. Should we purge another card? I think we should. Purge a Train Steward. So I'm not sure if we want a Freeze Stone on anything. Yeah, I'm not sure that we want a Freeze Stone on anything. And I don't really care about Surge Stone because it kind of works against the Repeater in some ways. An Ember Stone we could put on Ancient Resonance. We could put it on Perils of Production. Interesting on Perils of Production. We could put it on Shroud Mitosis because it has Holdover. And what else do you put on Shroud Mitosis? Let's do that. And let's re-roll. A Stack Stone we can't put on anything. A Power Stone. Power Stone is not bad. I might put that on Ancient Resonance. Or we could put that on Echo Break, which is not terrible. But I think I'm going to put a Power Stone on Ancient Resonance. And then an Ember Stone on another Shade Splitter. Okay. That felt pretty good, actually. Let's go to the next battle. Mark of Invasion is pretty bad for our deck, isn't it? I think it's pretty bad for the deck that we have, so we're not going to turn that one on. I would love to have the 150 gold, but don't think I can afford to turn that on. So, we got our Bog Deep Cocoon, which we're not going to play. We've got a Morsel Maid, which is pretty nice. Should we play the Morsel Maid at the bottom? I think so. Morsel Maid at the bottom. We're going to play the Echo right at the top, but we're going to play a Shade Splitter, I think in the center? Or at the bottom, I mean? Shade Splitter at the bottom. Morsel Excavator. I think we'll play that one at the top. I don't want the Ember Drain, which is part of the reason that I'm doing this at the top. And then we just give you the rest of the morsels. Because you can eat all of them right now. Actually, the Morsel Excavator doesn't do much for you. It just gives you 3 extra attack. Because you'd spend the lifesteal this turn. So let's do it up here. Okay. Not so great so far. There's our Alloyed Construct, which we will definitely play in the center. That means we don't get to play Ancient Resonance this turn, unless we play Echo Transfer. But then we wouldn't play Weight of Contrition. The Hosting Kin, I kind of want to use it to kill this one. That Absolver, so we don't get Weight of Contrition every single turn. Let's do that. Hosting Kin on you. So we're not going to play Ancient Resonance, let's play the Weight of Contrition, and of course the Packed Morsels at the top because you get 4 armor when we play it at the top. Okay. We want to give you a couple of morsels, and we want to give you a morsel. We could give you a Morsel Excavator so that you heal up. Sure. And the Morsel Excavator would have died here, so also a good reason to have done what we just did. Alright, unfortunately, you are probably going to make it to the top, because my champion doesn't kill you. We got Hosting Kin back. That's not the one that we wanted to get back. We wanted to get back the one that gave us morsels. Alright. Well, we don't have a Packed Morsels this turn. We do have a Shade Splitter, though. I really don't like to see you. We could play an Echo Break to kill this one. That's not bad. We could play Hosting Kin to hurt you. Seems only okay. The Perils of Production means that we can get lots of Ember this turn. And I don't want Ember Drain, so we're going to play it on a Morsel. So we play the Shade Splitter. Play the Shade Splitter down here. And then play a Morsel, not at the bottom, because it would just get eaten at the bottom. Let's play a Morsel here, I guess, because the 6 extra attack is pretty good for you, and it would just die against the spikes there. And then let's Perils of Production that Morsel, so that we get lots of Ember this turn. I think we don't play Hosting Kin. Yeah, I don't think we play Hosting Kin because we don't want to get it back. We want to guarantee that we get this packed morsels back. So we're just playing Echo Breaks. Echo Breaks and an Echo Transfer, for that matter. One of the Echo Breaks is going to go here. And I think the Echo Transfer goes here, because that makes you really nice. And then... you... You're taking 36 damage. Let's see here. We do 30 every attack with our Pyre. So our Pyre is going to take 3 hits to kill you and take 6 damage. Okay. We can't really change that with an Echo Break. So I think what we do is we play an Echo Break to defeat your spell shield. And we're giving our guy armor when we do this too. And then this Echo Break doesn't do anything. Anywhere. Except give us an Echo. Let's get an Echo at the top. Alright. We took our 6 damage. We knew we were going to take that 6 damage. We got our Shroud Mitosis and our Packed Morsels. Both of our Packed Morsels. That is very, very nice. So, what are we going to do? I want to play the Bogfly, I believe, at the top, but we're going to have so many morsels, I should play a morsel first. Actually, we could play the Bogfly at the bottom, because the Morsel Maid eats all the morsels there, so we don't need more than one space. I like that. Let's do that. Do we want it in front? It's never going to get a morsel. Okay, sure. We have it in front. We're going to play the Weight of Contrition. We're going to play Shroud Mitosis eventually. We're going to play a Packed Morsels. Let's start with that. So we play a Packed Morsels. We want to play a morsel at the top. Probably. We're going to play lots of morsels. What do we want you to have? Kinda don't care about you. So what do we want you to have? We want you to have a lifesteal, so that you regain your health. You are only killing the front one. Can we change that? Maybe. But not with the morsel that I just played? Let's play another Packed Morsels. Okay, what do we want for you? I want you to have more attack. And we're going to Shroud Mitosis. The one that gives lifesteal? No. Because you've got multi-strike. Does not work very well with lifesteal. Let's Shroud Mitosis this one. That kills you. Great. Next. We have another Packed Morsels. We have room to play it. We should also play these up here, because of the 4 armor that we get. Lifesteal. We can put lifesteal on you. I like putting lifesteal... I want you to have more health. Let's give you more health first, and give you a lifesteal. And then... Where do I want to play this one? Let's play this one here. Actually, we want to play it at the bottom, except that we already have as many echoes as we can have at the bottom. Alright, and then the rest of them we can only play down here. And we luckily did get one that allows us to play Echo Break and kill this one, so that we don't get another Weight of Contrition. That's a nice thing about Rubble Morsel and the Morsel Maid. We can get the Ember this turn. Alright, we even got back the Packed Morsels that I wanted to get back the most. So, everything is dying pretty easily. You're regaining all of your health, which means we really just play a whole bunch of morsels again. Alright, play a whole bunch of morsels again. Where are we going to play all of these morsels? What do we want on you? I want to fill up my echoes at the top, too. Rubble morsel. If we play the rubble morsel at the bottom, we get the energy this turn, or the ember this turn, which we don't need. We're going to play it somewhere other than the bottom. Let's play it at the top then. Alright. That was a turn. Definitely a turn. I'm even going to defeat you. Alright, I believe we're going to win this one quite handily, but not this turn. I see the 2 echo breaks that we could play on the back ones here, which seems nice. And then let's play our packed morsels. Packed morsels plus packed morsels. We have room in our hand, just enough. Alright. So, I want you at the bottom. Actually, I want you to have lots of damage shield. You're going to have lots of damage shield. Like that. Alright, tons of damage shield for you. Lifesteal, we mostly want at the top, so we're going to play these 2 at the top. And give you some more life. I don't think we're actually going to use that lifesteal, because I think we're going to win in the middle. But I played it where I thought it would be best anyway. I wonder if I could have won at the bottom, if I had just played all the morsels at the bottom. It's possible. Yeah, it's quite possible I would have. But in any event, we easily win in the center. Took 6 damage from spikes. Soul-crushing guilt. Extract 3 and double stack. With the Carving Koriska, I kind of like that. The Forced Contamination is also interesting for the same reason. It also has Permafrost. I'm thinking about Forced Contamination. I don't really care about Returned Soul. We could make any card that we want have Consume, but we can only get back 1 Consume card each turn with our champion. So I don't care about Returned Soul. Soul Crushing Guilt is pretty nice. I'm thinking of that against bosses, primarily. Yeah, I really like that against bosses. Let's take it. Engine upgrade, I don't think we want. Crucible extension, we probably do want. Wretch? Wretch with holdover? Hold on, Wretch with holdover is potentially really good? Let's take it. Oh my gosh. Because we could play so many morsels every single turn. Oh my. I think that might be quite strong. Alright. Merchant of Steel doesn't do anything for us, so we're choosing between an artifact and Concealed Caverns, or health, remove 2 cards, and a duplicate. I don't know what we duplicate. But I do know a lot of things that I want to remove. So I'm thinking about the right for the removal. And having a little bit of Pyre health might not be bad. What would we duplicate if we went to the right? That's the biggest question for me. What do we duplicate? We could duplicate Shroud Mitosis. We could make copies of morsels many, many times, but we can't fit a ridiculous amount of morsels on every floor, of course. I don't know, Shroud Mitosis might be good to duplicate. It also has infused on it, which is something that I would like to duplicate. Let's go to the right. Alright, before we duplicate that though, we're going to see what this artifact is, just in case that changes my mind. Rationing scales I don't particularly want. Lost luggage is not bad. Kind of like lost luggage. Let's take it. Okay, let's duplicate the one that I said, the Shroud Mitosis. And let's remove 2 cards. I'm going to remove Echo Breaks, I think. We like Shade Splitter more than we like Echo Breaks. Yes. So let's remove some Echo Breaks. I'm also thinking about removing Hosting Kin, because there's a good number of times where I don't want to play it, so that I guarantee that I get packed morsels back. But I'm not going to do that yet. We're just going to remove Echo Breaks. Okay. Next battle. Ooh, you've got Sweep. The Sower of Sorrow has Sweep. That's really annoying. How about his Ancient Hate? It does not stop Ancient Resonance. It stops my 3 Echo Breaks and my Hosting Kin. And that's it. So let's turn it on. Alright, we're drawing 10 cards, which means we have a better chance to draw all of the minions that I want. Which we didn't exactly, but we had a better chance. I think we're going to put the Bogfly in the back and the Morsel Maid in the front. I think that's the way. And we're going to play them at the bottom for sure. So, Bogfly and Morsel Maid. You are very unfortunate. I don't like you, because I don't know how I kill you. That's the problem. I don't know how we kill that overcharged tank when we didn't draw our alloyed construct on the first turn. I guess if we hit it with a soul-crushing guilt, maybe the Pyre kills it. Well, I don't know what to do about that. For right now, we have a lot of other things to do, though. We can play Perils of Production to get a lot more Ember this turn. So we will do that. Oh, we didn't get the Purge version because my hand was full. How unfortunate. I messed that up. I definitely messed that up. Whoops. Because I wanted to play one morsel at the top that we're going to put Echo Right. Echo Right, do we want Echo Right to have a lot of attack? I think we do. So let's play the Magma Morsel with Echo Right. And then we can Heralds of Production the Magma Morsel so that we get more Ember this turn. Which doesn't do a whole lot because we would just spend that one on Echo Break, which doesn't do practically anything. Okay, so it doesn't matter about Heralds of Production. Let's play Echo Break. Echo Break, we can play Echo Transfer. We can play Echo Transfer at the bottom, or at the top because we're going to Shroud Mitosis this one. I think we're going to play the Echo Transfer at the top. So, let's give you a lot of attack. So now we hit the 6 or the 7 unit limit. We play Echo Transfer. You're going to have a lot of attack. You're going to have a little bit more health. Okay, that's all we have for this turn. Not a very impressive turn. We got our alloyed construct. That's a good thing. We need to play that alloyed construct in the center. It doesn't get fuel this turn, so it doesn't kill that guy in the center, though. But we do play him there. You're going to deal 81 damage, which is a lot, but it's not enough. And then what I see in my hand is Packed Morsels twice and a Shroud Mitosis. Better than playing the Shade Splitter. So, let's play the Packed Morsels up here. We need to play the Morsels first. You are getting how much damage? You're getting enough that we should play one of these. And then now you are not dying. That's good. Do we play a Morsel Excavator on you? I think we do. And then we have enough space in our hand to play this Packed Morsels. Okay. I want you to have damage shield and attack. The attack doesn't matter as much as damage shield, I think. For this turn at least. So let's give you more attack than damage shield. Or more damage shield than attack, I mean. There we go. And then the rest of the morsels, I could do more at the bottom so that you deal more damage, which means your lifesteal gives you more. I think I'll do that once. And then let's do one at the top. Okay, not the best turn, but it was an okay turn. Now my center guy does lots of damage, and he has tons of fuel, so he's good now. You, we would like to deal as much damage as possible because you're going to hit my Pyre a lot. So how do we do that? I think we start with a Packed Morsels. We could put a Magma Morsel and duplicate the Magma Morsel. That will deal you more damage so that you hit my Pyre less. Guess that's something we can do. Let's do that. How much more Ember do I have? I've got 3 Ember, which means we can play... We could play this Echo Break, but there's kind of no point. So we could play the Packed Morsels, and 2 Shade Splitters. So let's start with the 2 Shade Splitters. And I see no reason not to do this at the bottom. Okay. Rubble Morsel means that we could play the Echo Break, which is not very valuable, but it's not completely not valuable. Let's do it. Now we can play the Echo Break. The one that I would hit with Echo Break is you. So let's hit you. Remove one of your damage shield. Next, let's play another Packed Morsels. This one has Consume, so we played at the top. We didn't get any more morsels that give attack, which is not my favorite. I guess I want to give you some life, so we'll do this. We'll copy this one so that we deal more damage to you. You were the first one that appeared on the scene, and I didn't know how we were going to take care of you. And we got somewhere, so kind of better than I thought we were going to do against you. 30 damage on my Pyre, though. That's a lot. My deck is strong but slow. That's what I think. I think my deck is too slow. And there's the soul-crushing guilt that I was hoping to be able to play on that one that just did me so much damage. You are not dying. Interesting. Because you don't have lots of attack. Let's make sure we give you a lot of attack. I also like the soul-crushing guilt. We can move this one to the back and give it days 6 down here. Kind of like that. Let's do that. Move you to the back, give you days 6. And then Packed Morsels. We also have Echo Transfer. Echo Transfer works really well here. Play a Shade Splitter here. So we get to do Echo Transfer here. You slightly don't defeat this one, but if there's a Packed Morsel that gives attack, then we will defeat that one. Great, there is. Let's give you a Morsel Excavator so that you heal up, and a Magma Morsel so that you gain lots more attack. And we're going to copy the Magma Morsel. If we copied again, we wouldn't get all 3. So I'm thinking about copying at the top instead. Play the Morsel Jeweler up here. Let's play a Magma Morsel at the bottom, I think. And then we play Wretch and play 10 morsels. 10 morsels all at the bottom. One after the other. Alright. And we get the Wretch back every turn, so we get to play 10 morsels at the bottom at the end of every turn. Alright, well, I'm kind of surprised we're not killing you. It's just because you have 2 damage less than we want you to have. Right. Well, we played Packed Morsels. We drew morsels. Oh, the morsels went on top of my deck. Oh no, Wretch is terrible. It adds morsels to my deck. Oh, that's so interesting. Once we play Wretch, we play only morsels, Shroud Mitosis, and Packed Morsels. Well, you know, it's actually kind of good, but it's also kind of weird. You currently don't die from Echo Right. We're going to change that by giving Echo Right lots of attack. And then do another Packed Morsels. Play all of these morsels at the bottom. And then play Wretch again and play all of the morsels again. Alright. Kind of a crazy thing. I think my deck is really strong, but it's too slow. Are we already winning? We are already winning. Let's go. Click and turn and win. $30 damage taken. Only because my deck is too slow. So how do we make my deck faster? Power of Knowledge is not the way. Is Broken Memories a good thing? I don't think so, actually. I think we skip these. I think Cave-In is pretty bad when we depend on morsels so much for all of my guys. So I think we skip these as well. As per usual, the Merchant of Steel is useless, but I do like the Unstable Vortex. The Merchant of Magic is nice, and the Concealed Caverns is nice. I don't know which one of those is the right way to go. Removing more cards is good. Makes our deck more consistent. Making my deck more consistent might make it so that we get to the part where we're winning faster. But maybe the Concealed Caverns and Merchant of Magic does that as well. I don't think so. I think removing lots of cards is good. Let's go this way. So, Merchant of Steel, we can't do anything to anybody. Right. Exactly what I thought. So we take some more money, which we're going to spend next time at the Merchant of Trinkets. We take Unstable Vortex, and we go to the Divine Temple. Don't really like those two, the Seek Stone or the Value Stone. But this is kind of the time to do Engage Pact, right? As we get rid of Morsel Maid, and we put it on Bogfly, I guess? Certainly we don't put it on Bog Deep Cocoon, right? No, we don't put it on Bog Deep Cocoon. We put it on the Bogfly. So let's do that. Sacrifice Morsel Maid, put it on Bogfly. Of all of the things to put this on, Bogfly does not seem like the one to do, but it's what we have, so it is what we're doing. And we remove cards, and that's it. So remove cards. I think I do want to remove Hosting Kin. So remove the Hosting Kin so that we don't have too many consume cards. And then remove another Echo Break, I think. Alright. We're down to 23 cards. I can remove more, but I don't think I should right now. Let's just go into Archus Darkness Incarnate. Looming and Shattering. The Shattering triggers when one of my units dies. That does not count, like the Eaten doesn't count that, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'm trying to think of if there's a better way for us to deal with our Echo Right, like where we should put Echo Right. I'm also noticing that this is not the opening hand that we want at all. Oh my. Alright, well, that's unfortunate. We can do a Shade Splitter at the bottom and kill the Quill Marksman with the Echo Break. So I think we're going to do that. The Bog Deep Cocoon just requires far too many echoes for me to want to play it. Far too many. So I think we're playing Echo Right at the top. We're going to play the Echo Transfer on Echo Right, I think. Oh, we don't get to do that if we play it at the top. Right. That's annoying. We could play Echo Right at the bottom. Is that good? It's not good this turn, but is it good to have Echo Right at the bottom? Because that means we could put the Morsel Maid Bogfly in front of it, and the Alloyed Construct could go at the top. I think that might actually be what we want. Echo Right at the bottom. Strange, though. Strange. Alright, so Echo Right is going at the bottom. Now we need to make sure that it does not die. Definitely don't want it to die. So we're going to play a Shade Splitter. We're going to play an Echo Break right there to kill you. We've got Packed Morsels. We should definitely play that. If nothing else, when we play it, we get to play it next turn as well. Thinking about what else we play. Let's do the Echo Transfer first. Echo Transfer first, that gives us another Ember. We can play a Shade Splitter down here. We can play Packed Morsels down here. Let's do that. And then, what are we doing? I kind of want you to have lots of damage shield. So we could play lots of damage shield on you. Do we want to play the Bog Deep Cocoon? We could give it Morsels, but what's the point of that? Because we could play it because we've got Echo Transfer. Huh. We could. We could play it in the center, and then it might die next turn, and that might be a fine thing for it to happen, that it dies. I don't know. We'll figure it out. For now, I need to figure out what we care about on Echo Right. I think we do want it to have lots of attack. So let's give it a Morsel Excavator. And we're going to duplicate the Morsel Excavator. So we don't really care about Morsel Jewelers, we do care about Ant-Umbra Morsels. And then I guess a Rubble Morsel. Shroud Mitosis U. Okay. Interesting. Now we play Echo Transfer on Echo Right again. And then we get to play Bog Deep Cocoon. I'm going to place it in the center. You know, who knows? And we could even give it some damage shield, which I don't know if that's valuable, but we can do it. I'm going to keep the other Morsel Jeweler in the deck, and I'm going to play the Wretch so we hold over. I don't know if that's good. It's definitely good later, but I don't know if it's good right now for it to be held over enough. Alright, you're not dying because you've got Damage Shield. We did get our Alloyed Construct this turn, as well as our Bog Fly. I like the Bog Fly, let's put that at the bottom. So Bog Fly goes at the bottom. We play the Alloyed Construct at the top, but we want to play a Morsel there first. So let's play 8 Packed Morsels. This one adds 4 to my hand, because it adds itself to my hand too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we can do that. And we want to do it at the bottom? Not really, because it gives you armor if we do it at the bottom. So let's not do it at the bottom. Alright, Alloyed Construct. None of the ones that I've gotten so far are the ones that we want with the Alloyed Construct. And I do want to play the Shade Splitter up here so that we've got an Echo up here. There we go. Magma Morsel is what I want with Alloyed Construct. So, play that. Play the Alloyed Construct. We want you to have more health, I guess. And then we play 2 more Packed Morsels. I want the Alloyed Construct to have a Morsel Miner, definitely. Alright then, well, I feel like the deck gets strong, but one of the problems is that, you know, there's one unit down here that's strong. The back unit is not strong. My top unit is extremely strong, though. Okay. Master of Light has Sweep. I guess the Bogfly takes care of the sweep problem because it eats the morsels immediately. You're dying, which is fine. We just play... I guess we can play Packed Morsels at the bottom to give armor. What was the incant? Oh no! The Looming Dark Shard is at the bottom. Why did I do that? Oh no. Don't play things at the bottom. Alright, that was actually quite bad. Let's play a Morsel Miner at the top. Let's Perils of Production the Morsel Miner. I'm doing this so that I gain Ember this turn. And then we can Shroud Mitosis it twice. Seems pretty nice. I feel like we're going to defeat the boss at the bottom. The only problem is that, you know, we're not killing many things at the bottom, we're just not taking much damage at the bottom. We're killing everything at the top, basically. Alright. So, Packed Morsels, we can play that at the bottom safely this turn. The Wretch is really good, but it takes a long time, and I don't think we need it anymore in this battle. I think we have this battle pretty much figured out. Oh, we could play the Wretch anyway. Whoops. Oh well. I thought for some reason that I didn't have enough Ember to play it. So, don't play spells in the middle. Play spells at the bottom. We want a Morsel Excavator up here, so that you gain your life back. I guess we just play things at the bottom. I think we easily win this battle now. Shattering Dark Shard at the bottom doesn't really do anything to us. I don't really like that you are not getting hit ever, but I can't do anything about that. So, Packed Morsels, we can play that at the bottom, but we want to play some morsels first. Let's give you Damage Shield now. I like you having lots of Damage Shield. I wonder why you're getting 4 damage. Why 4? Oh, because you're losing your armor and you're regaining your life. Right. Alright, don't play spells at the top. Play spells at the bottom. Which means we don't get to play Shroud Mitosis. Unless we play it last. That's unfortunate. Soul Crushing Guilt we could play at the bottom? I guess we will. We could have played it at the top, but... no. So, Shade Splitter, Packed Morsels. Mortal Jewelers we want at the top. So I think we're going to actually play the 2 Shroud Mitosis at the top, even though it will cause these other spells to cost too much. Okay, I believe we win at the bottom, but let's find out. We do win at the bottom. Click End Turn and win. Alright. I definitely don't want Kindle. Don't really want Eternal Kinstone with Holdover. Echoes of the Past is interesting. Do I need it? I don't think I need it. If I don't need it, I think I shouldn't take it. Let's skip. So, let me think about this. We draw 6 cards right now. If we draw 7, and we get one back from my champion, that's 8. So we could do Herzl's Compound again. Let's do it again. It doesn't help the first turn. And we're definitely going to the right. We've got money to spend. So, get some more money. Look in the Divine Temple. Value Stone and Purge Stone. I might actually take the Purge Stone. Let's look at the Merchant of Trinkets. We're probably going to buy a lot. Fossilized Fangs is really nice, actually. Actually, how many Gorge abilities do we have? We've got Gain Fuel. Oh, that's it. Never mind. We don't really need it to gain that much fuel, actually. So, the Fossilized Fangs actually doesn't do much. Teeth of Gold does a lot, though. Let's upgrade the champion. So, the Repeater 2 doesn't change anything except the attack value, whereas the Shellsmith 2 gives double the armor, and I think we should do that. Because my main problem with Echo Wright is that he might die. So making it so that he doesn't die is important. Okay, let's remove 2 cards. Actually, we could do that last. Merchant of Trinkets. I think Fossilized Fangs is just not worth it, because gaining more fuel is not worth it. The Teeth of Gold is definitely something we want. And then Notice Stone seems pretty nice. Then let's re-roll. Improved Firebox is excellent. We want that. And then we can afford one of these, or we could save money for the next ring. The 3 magic power doesn't do a lot for us. The 40 Pyre health does something. But I don't know if it's important enough for us to spend the money on it. Let's not spend the money on it. So we've got 270, which we are going to spend at the next Merchant of Trinkets. Let's remove 2 cards. Some more Echo Breaks. Some more Echo Breaks. We could remove a Shade Splitter as well. Let's remove the Echo Breaks that just don't do much damage. And then we could take a Purge Stone. Let's just look at what spells we have that we could put a stone on. So if I took a Purge Stone, I would put it on a Shade Splitter, because we really don't need that many Shade Splitters. But I don't mind my Shade Splitters. If we go to the right next time, we would remove 2 more cards, but the Merchant of Steel doesn't do much for us. If we go to the left, we get to duplicate again, and we get a Merchant of Magic. I don't know which one of those I'm going to choose, because removal might be what we need the most for this deck. And if I think removal is what we need the most, we should probably take a Purge Stone. So, what do we purge? What is making my deck too slow? Drawing Shade Splitters early is making my deck slow. Let's remove a Shade Splitter. With a Purge Stone. Alright, we've got 100 pack shards. We might not take any more than that. Let's go. Oh, Heaven's Seal. Heaven's Seal is pretty bad. That's so unfortunate. Because I really do want to take it for the 400 gold. But I don't think we can afford to take Heaven's Seal. I don't think we can, because my deck is not fast enough to defeat those enemies. Alright, let's not take it. Very sad that I had to leave that 400 gold behind, though. Alright, what did we get? We got some good things, but maybe not what we necessarily wanted. Because these guys deal too much damage. They each do 45 damage. And that means whatever I put down here is going to die, even the Bogfly. And I didn't get anything that can defeat them. So maybe that means the Alloyed Construct goes in the center? Oh man, that's not good either. Because the Alloyed Construct going in the center means that it probably dies next turn. Because we don't necessarily get Ancient Resonance next turn. If we did, it would be nice, but we don't necessarily get it. And they just do too much damage. Darn. I don't know how we're going to approach this one. Because we need the Bogfly and the Echo Right. I want them on the same floor. And if I put them on the same floor, that floor has to have 5 space. Normally I would choose the bottom, but there is 100 damage coming in at the bottom right now. So I don't think they can go at the bottom, which means I think they have to go at the top. Which is unfortunate. It also is going to give me Ember Drain next turn. Because I can't play a morsel first and still eat the morsels with Morsel Maid. That's unfortunate. Well, we can play Wretch first, because we want to draw that next turn. We can play the Bog Deep Cocoon at the bottom, because we want that one to just be dead. So, it can just die. The Alloyed Construct is going to have to go in the center. And then Echo Right and the bogfly go at the top. Now, packed morsels we can play at the top. And then, do we have enough space to play it again? We do. Alright, great. Let's do it again. We want you to get the Echo Transfer, so we want to play the Shade Splitter here. And we need you to have lots of damage shield. So we're going to give you damage shield. Damage shield and attack. You need a lot of attack to kill that one, don't you? But you need a lot of damage shield to survive those. You need to have a lot of damage shield. I really want to defeat those back ones. Just don't see how yet. Alright, well... I think we're gonna have trouble. I think we're gonna have trouble with this one. Let's give you even more damage shield. Alright. Giving you lots of damage shield so that I believe you might survive. And then everything else goes at the top. Okay. Not a good start. Which makes sense, because I keep saying that my deck is slow. So you don't expect to have good starts when you say your deck is slow. Ooh, I still didn't get my Ancient Resonance, so we still can't kill those. Darn. Well, we also don't get to kill the Collector then, which is sad, because that would have been 100 gold. Well, let me think. I don't know if we need to not play the Wretch this turn, so that we guarantee that we draw the Ancient Resonance next turn. Because we might really need to draw it next turn. And if we play Wretch... Actually, we could play Wretch and play all of those. Never mind. We might be okay. We might have to play Wretch early? Oh, I don't know. Actually, I have no idea what we're going to do. So, let's start by playing Shade Splitters. Play them up here. I want you to survive next turn, which is already a problem. Unless we put morsels in the front next turn, which I guess we can, so let's do that. Oh, from the Teeth of Gold. Oh, the Teeth of Gold makes it so that I could play the Wretch. I forgot about the Teeth of Gold. Teeth of Gold is killing the Collector, too. Okay, the Teeth of Gold actually saves us. Because we don't need to draw our spell next turn to kill the back ones. We can kill the back ones by just eating morsels. Right. That also might mean that I could have played these two at the bottom. I didn't think about the Teeth of Gold at all. Okay. Now we want to give our center one lots of attack, if we can. Which we can. We can give it a Magma Morsel, and then give it lots of attack. At the top, and then packed morsels twice, and then play all of the morsels. This is going to be a lot of the same. A lot of the same, a lot of the time. Ooh, a Morsel Miner. I'm going to duplicate the Morsel Miner instead. Alright, this battle is essentially already won. It's just going to take me kind of a long time to play it all. Because I'm playing basically like 20 morsels every turn, and waiting for them to be eaten and whatnot. The morsels just go on top, right? Or did they get shuffled in? I think they go on top. So I think I'm just playing morsels for the rest of this battle. Which is fine, you know? That's what we were thinking we would do. We could give you lots and lots of damage shield, or we could give you lots and lots of attack. I think we do want to give you lots of damage shield. So, let's do that. And then the rest up here. Alright. So we've got 6 damage shield in the center. That's a good amount of damage shield. Let's give you lifesteal this time. So we're going to give you a morsel excavator and we're going to duplicate it twice. Now we get to play packed morsels and play all the morsels at the top. Waves remaining 2. And I am in no way afraid for my life. In no way at all. You're dying currently. We can stop that by just putting a morsel in front. Yeah, we can stop that by just putting a morsel in front, because it takes the 20 damage. And then you gain full health. So, we're going to put 1 morsel in front. Let's put an Ant Umbra morsel in front. Doesn't really matter. Ant Umbra morsel goes in front. Then you gain lots. Let's give you a morsel mine. And several more. And then we just play all the morsels at the top, like we usually do. Alright. I think we have already definitely won. So maybe I just won't play this next turn. Because what's the point of playing every single one of these turns when I've definitely won? Have I definitely won? I'm not sure. Play the Wretch just in case, but not play all the morsels. Okay, let's click end turn, because I think we've won, but I want to make sure that we've won. Alright, so we're currently not winning, but if I just give you a bunch of lifesteal, then we are winning. Alright, great. Winning in the center. Okay, that's a pretty good example of what my deck is supposed to do. It takes a really long time to play each battle, but that's what the deck is supposed to do. Now, certainly don't want these cards. Let's skip those. I don't think we want these cards. The Cannibalize is not terrible, but don't think it's that good either. Let's skip. Okay. Are we going to the right, as I said we might, or are we going to the left? I think we're going to the right. Because removing cards is what I think makes our deck work the best. We see another Purge Stone. Could remove even another card before the Last Divinity fight. It's interesting, but I probably won't do it. Merchant of Steel doesn't really matter because we can't put it on anything. So it's really all about removal and trinkets. Forever Flame is fine, but it's not amazing. The Chain of Gems is pretty cool. I like the Chain of Gems, actually. Let's take that. The Trader's Quill means that we can basically deal 30 damage to the front enemy unit once per turn. It's something, but it's not a lot. I think I'd rather re-roll and hope to get something stronger. So let's re-roll. Units get an extra upgrade slot. Well, that makes me wonder. What's in here again? We could give a unit endless. Really? What does that do for us? We can give the Bogfly Endless, which means even if it dies, we could play it again the next turn. Okay, that's interesting. This is basically give one of my units Endless. Bog Slime gives us more echoes. Serrated Mandibles applies Reap occasionally. Serrated Mandibles is pretty decent for Seraph, but not really for the Last Divinity. I don't think any of these make my deck much faster, but the Pyrestone Housing might be the best, because I could give an Immortal Stone to one of my units, which means I don't mind if it dies on the first turn. And I could give a Heartstone to one of my units. Okay, I guess let's do that. So Pyrestone Housing, and then Immortal Stone to give the Bogfly Endless, so we could replay it. Oh, and I thought we had exactly enough for this, but I was wrong. I was going to give a Heartstone to my Alloyed Construct too. Oh well. Don't think we need either of those, so let's purge 2 more cards to make our deck a little bit more consistent. I think the 2 cards are Shade Splitters. 2 Shade Splitters. Okay, well, it's a pretty small deck. It's very, very focused on doing one thing. And this Soul-Crushing Guilt might be extremely important, or we might never draw it, like we did last time. We've got an 18-card deck, and we might never draw one of the cards, just because of how our deck works. Let's go. Seraph the Patient. We did not draw our Bogfly. How interesting. We didn't draw our Bogfly. That's weird. What do we do when we didn't draw our Bogfly in the first turn? We did draw a Wretch. We should play Wretch. We should not play it where Seraph is. Huh. Can't really play Echo right at the bottom without something in front of it. We could put Morsels in front of it, but I think the Rally... Oh, Rally only is affected by non-morsels. You would get health back. That doesn't do anything. We wouldn't get to actually consume the morsels, which is unfortunate, but we do kind of have a good amount of morsels, don't we? Well, in any event, the Alloyed Construct is going to go in the center. And we're going to play a Packed Morsels not where Seraph is, because we don't want to give Seraph too much stuff. You got the 2 damage shield. That's probably a good thing. I didn't think about that, but it's probably a good thing, the way that ended up. Magma Morsels. We only got Magma Morsels. Only Magma Morsels. How weird. So if we play Echo right at the bottom, we're not guaranteed to draw the Bogfly next turn, because we might draw Bogfly, the Bog Deep Cocoon, and not the Bogfly. So I think we might want to put Echo right at the top. And in that case, we're going to play a Morsel first. You know, we only have one type of Morsel, so we'll play that. And then I think we play this and Shroud Mitosis it twice. And then we play an Echo Transfer on you. And that's kind of all we can do, other than this Magma Morsel. Okay. You know, it's a bad start, we always have a bad start. We, in fact, did not draw my Bogfly yet. And my Echorite is dying because of it. We could play the Bog Deep Cocoon. I guess we probably will, because there's nothing that costs anything in my hand. If we play Wretch, we get back 3. Huh, how weird. Alright, well, we want to play a Shade Splitter at the top and put something in front of the Shade Splitter first, so that it has damage shield. In front of Echorite, I mean. And I do want that at the top, right? I think I do. But do I want to play Shade Splitter where Seraph the Patient is? Probably not. Play the Shade Splitter here. And the Rubble Morsel could go in front and have damage shield. Actually, whatever goes in front, we actually get to keep. So I guess let's play Packed Morsels first. Not on the floor where Seraph is. I guess we play the Bog Deep Cocoon down here, but we need to play a Morsel first. There's too many things that I want to do before I do other things. Alright, Rubble Morsel's going in front. The Bog Deep Cocoon goes at the bottom so it can die. We play Packed Morsels simply so that we get rid of it. Actually, this is a good time to play Wretch, because we can get these 3 morsels back. And then choose which morsels we play where. Okay, play the Wretch. We're going to play morsels. If we play this one, we have enough space in our hand, so we play it. Still not really getting the morsels that I want to see. I guess we're going to give you Lifesteal. And we're going to Shroud Mitosis in the center again. Twice. Next turn, we're going to have to figure out what we do for you, because these guys might be there. Let's give a couple of Magma Morsels down here, I guess, so that we can play this Packed Morsels and decide what else we're going to do. Alright, Morsel Miner. Morsel Miner definitely goes to the top. And then we play Packed Morsels again? Alright, we can't play all these morsels because we don't have our hunger guy yet. I think we want Echorite to have more attack. And we don't get to choose between attack or health, so just give him more attack. Okay, next turn, we at least finally get our Bogfly. Oh man, the center is not the place I wanted that to be. Ooh, Ancient Resonance though. We can play Ancient Resonance in the center. I like it. That kills all of those guys. Let's do that first. Alright, we're going to have to play a morsel in front so that Seraph doesn't kill our guy. And I think I might want to play the morsel... We can actually... Soul-Crushing Guilt Seraph. I like that. Days 6 Seraph. We don't have to worry about Seraph for 6 turns. I like that. Alright. And then Shade Splitter. Shade Splitter goes at the top. The Morsel Jeweler. We want that to go here. Because you have enough attack now for most things. So now we want you to have damage shield. And I know we're giving Seraph the Patient attacked by doing Shroud Mitosis here, but, you know, that's what we're doing. Okay, packed morsels up here. I guess we need to play the Bogfly first, which means we'll have less Ember next turn. But we're only going to have morsels next turn. The rest of this battle is the same as all the other battles. We just play all of the morsels every single turn. Okay, you still have damage shield 6, so no problems happening here. I do want to give you more attack. So magma morsels are good, although if we get a... what is it called? The best morsel. What is the best morsel called? I forget now. We did not get it, so we're going to give you a magma morsel. And that's going to be the thing that gets Shroud Mitosis. Alright. Each turn takes so long, but is so good. So, in my center, you're losing your damage shield this turn. So I could give you more damage shield. I think I will. So you get more damage shield. That's where the Shroud Mitosis goes. And then we have to play the packed morsels here, this time. And then everything else goes up here. Except for the spells, because we don't want Seraph to gain more attack. Alright, another good but long turn. We get damage shield again on our big guy in the center. I like the damage shield. If we play things in the center, we give Seraph attack. So we'll be careful about what we play here. Probably we want the Morsel Miner this time. So Morsel Miner, and we Shroud Mitosis that one. I realize now that I could be careful about which ones I play, like which morsels I play, in order to make it so that I get the same morsels back every turn. But I'm not going to do that, especially not now, when we have so many morsels. Okay, the top two are going to die really easily, but not from Teeth of Gold this time. That's going to hit Seraph the Patient the whole time. In the center, what do we want? I'm not sure, but not these. So let's play these first. We could play the Morsel Jeweler in the center. I like that. Let's do that one. And then everything else at the top. As usual. Alright. Another good and long turn. Our units are very strong. Alright, and we're at the last phase of the battle. I think that the most important thing for you is damage shield, so we're going to continue giving you damage shield. And then everything else at the top. Alright, let's do it. I don't know if we win next turn or not, because I don't know that we have enough damage shield for my guy in the center to kill Seraph. We will win this turn. I just have to play a Morsel Jeweler and Shroud Mitosis it twice. Great. We're winning this turn. I can even play this or a couple of things up here to kill this one. Bam. Alright. And we beat Seraph the Patient. Alright. So the Last Divinity is a problem because I don't know how I make it so that my champion survives. That's the problem with the Last Divinity. Let's see what we can do. A lot depends on our first turn. So that's not great. That's not a great first turn. You have 9 damage with sweep at the top. We can do Soul Crushing Guilt. Oh, but we can't, because we can't get enough echoes this turn to play Soul Crushing Guilt. Otherwise, we could play Soul Crushing Guilt at the top. And then Echo Right could go at the top, no problem. The Alloyed Construct going in the center is a little bit dangerous because the 7x2 attack is bad for us. You, after getting a slay, get a damage shield. Kick. What do I do? If we could play Soul Crushing Guilt on the Last Divinity at the top this turn, that would be very significant. Because I don't think I can play Echo right at the bottom. It would just die this turn, basically. If we played at the top, it essentially takes damage every turn from the sweep, even though we could apply 8 armor to it every turn. We would still get damage from the sweep. Of course, if we play it first, it gets damage shield too. Of course, that means the Alloyed Construct does not. And the Alloyed Construct, we really don't want it to die next turn. And that is a problem that we have, with it potentially dying next turn. Once we get rolling, of course, it'll be fine. I think we've got to play Echo right at the top, and we should play it first. I think. Oh, that's so dangerous. See, I really wanted to play it at the bottom, but that required me to draw the Bogfly, which has Immortal on it, earlier, which we didn't do. Okay, so the Immortal Stone perhaps should have gone on Alloyed Construct instead. I was thinking that we could put things at the bottom, but if we don't draw it, we can't put it at the bottom. And that's a problem. Okay, so we play Echo right at the top. We need to play it first, so that it gets the damage shield. Alloyed Construct we play in the middle as we usually do. Bog Deep Cocoon, I think we just never play. We play the Shade Splitter here because I want to be able to play Echo Transfer. So play the Shade Splitter here. A Rebel Morsel. How pointless. And we can't play them at the top yet because we don't have our hunger unit yet. We've got to play Packed Morsels at the top for the armor. And I'd prefer to play... Okay, so the Rebel Morsel, we could play it at the bottom, but then these guys get damage shield. I guess we play the Rebel Morsel at the top and just let it die. Because I really need to play Packed Morsels and potentially get a better morsel. Oh, also the morsels might not die. Well, they will, because we only have one consumed card. Right. Okay. Better morsel for the center is Umbra morsel at the beginning, I guess. So that we get lots of health. Maybe. Let's play these two. Let's play the Umbra morsel in the center, and let's play another packed morsels. Okay, we got Umbra morsels. So I think that means we Shroud Mitosis. Shroud Mitosis this one after we play another one. Maybe the Morsel Excavator, so that we get a lifesteal. And then Shroud Mitosis you. And then Echo Transfer on you. And then the Bog Deep Cocoon and these other morsels we don't play. The Soul Crushing Guilt. Very sad that we didn't get to use that. But we just didn't get enough echoes in my opening hand to use it. The Teeth of Gold doesn't help in this battle because the Last Divinity is in the back on every floor. So you're currently dying. We kind of knew that would happen. I kind of want to play the Ancient Resonance at the bottom because it kills things at the bottom. But we don't have many... Oh, we didn't draw the Bogfly. Oh no, we still didn't draw it. How very unfortunate. Oh no. That's not good. Well, we're going to play a Shade Splitter. I think I'm going to play the Shade Splitter here. So we get an Echo at the top. Damage Shield. Giving you Damage Shield will save you for a little bit. We have to put the morsels in front, which is a problem because these guys get Damage Shield for hitting the morsels. But I really want to play this one at the bottom. And I think we kind of have to. We can get more Ember this turn. That's a good thing to note. We can get more Ember. So, Morsel Jeweler in front. And then we also get more Ember this turn. Then what? Then we get to play Ancient Resonance at the bottom to kill those two in the back. And then we play Packed Morsels. This one first. Actually, yeah, this one first. Another Morsel Jeweler. I want this Morsel Jeweler to be in the back and give you Damage Shield. So, Shroud Mitosis you. Then we're also going to Echo Transfer here again, so that you actually kill something. How about that? And then we can play this. How many Eaten? We've got 2 Eaten. So we can actually Retch right now to get Retch held over. And we would still draw the Bogfly next turn. That's very important. We have to draw the Bogfly next turn. So which morsels do we want at the top? I guess giving you more health is good, so that you survive the Last Divinity longer. You don't get anything. You don't get more health. because we played that we played those before we played the Etch. How unfortunate. We could have actually given you more health, but we didn't do it correctly. Alright. Do we play this packed morsels? I don't think so. Okay, next turn, our deck actually starts working. Which is a little bit late for it to start working. But here it is. This is where our deck starts working. We play the Bogfly at the top. Now, we need to play... I'm going to play an Umbra morsel at the top. Oh, we got Soul Crushing Guilt. Oh. Okay, we play Shade Splitter at the top. Actually, I don't know where I want to play Soul Crushing Guilt. I might want to play it in the center, because that would mean my damage shield in the center is a lot more worthwhile. I mean, not with this one here, but, you know. Huh. Because I don't know if we mind this 9 every turn anymore when we gain 8 armor every turn up here, with just playing a packed morsels. So yes, I think we do play Soul Crushing Guilt in the center. And that means that we want to play the Shade Splitter. Actually, we'll play both Shroud Mitosis in the center. Still play the Shade Splitter at the top. All of you are getting to the top. That's annoying. You're going to deal 30 damage to my Pyre. Ouch. Ouch. That hurts. We definitely need you to get attack sometime. I guess we could give you a Morsel Excavator this turn. But then what do we do next turn? Right. What do we do next turn if we give you the Morsel Excavator this turn? I don't know. Because we couldn't play many morsels that would save you next turn. So I think we can't give you the Morsel Excavator, which means we need it at the top. So, play Packed Morsels. The Umbra morsel is better than a Morsel Excavator right now for the center. Though I do want you to be able to have more attack too. Oh well. Right now you don't need attack, you need health. And then we play Soul Crushing Guilt on the boss. Alright. And then everything else up here. Unfortunately. Is there anything in my deck that I want to get back? I mean, the Echo transfers technically, but I guess we're not going to... We haven't eaten that many, so we don't get to put them all on the top of my deck yet. Okay, well... I don't think we're doing well. Not yet. And I don't know if we're going to have enough time to start doing well, because we need my guy in the center to actually take things out, but we've spent basically all of his energy trying to survive. We've only got 4 health. If we only have 4 health, don't we just die? Because we can't kill you. Wait a minute, do we just die? I think we do. Because how would we possibly take out the Clip Reflector? I guess what we could do... How would we take out the Clipped Reflector? I did not realize we needed Ancient Resonance again, but we kind of did because we didn't kill this one. Alright, I'm having a lot of trouble with what we could even do. No matter how much attack this guy gets, that doesn't help us because the Steel Wings is the one that dies from your attack. The Clipped Reflector never dies from your attack. If we Shroud Mitosis a morsel that has attack at the top, it would just die because of the sweep. Because we don't have enough consume cards to save it. Okay, so we're just gonna die. I'm very sad that this one ended in death, because I had an imagined path to victory. I just did not get it. Just did not get that path to victory in the final battle. So, in theory, what we would do in the center to survive involves not a rubble morsel for sure. Umbra morsel? Umbra morsel does not help that much. The morsel jeweler doesn't help that much either, but it helps more than the Umbra morsel. We would put this here, we would Shroud Mitosis it twice. They still all die? Oh my gosh. Alright, that's awful. And then we have any amount of health and attack in our front top unit, but it's not enough to do anything. We could play Perils of Production on you, get no more Ember for the rest of the battle. Alright, well, we know that we've lost this one. I'm just kind of playing it out. Alright, and that's the best we could do. Right there. Units played and morsels eaten. So much higher than my previous personal bests. So much higher. Well, anyway, that one was a kind of upsetting loss. I had a very specific pattern for my deck. The problem is I just didn't have something that could deal with back units. If I had my Alloyed Construct and the Morsel Maid attached to the Alloyed Construct, instead of the Morsel Maid attached to the Bogfly, I think it would have gone much better. But I didn't get the Alloyed Construct, I didn't get the Morsel Maid until I'd already sacrificed an Alloyed Construct to my Alloyed Construct. So, that's unfortunate. I also think I could have won that last battle if we had drawn my deck in a different order, especially getting the Bogfly unit first turn. Oh well. Since this was a loss, no new mastered cards. On the right, I am featuring Sower of Sorrow because this boss is one of the enemies I have the lowest kill count with. I even have a higher kill count with one of the Seraphs than I do Sower of Sorrow. Clipped Reflector has killed me for the second time. The only 2 times that the Clipped Reflector has killed me happens to also be the only 2 times I have attempted the preloaded Expert Challenge. What a weird coincidence. On the left, Bog Deep Cocoon reaches my 10 battle threshold, and remains one of the few cards that I have not yet Divinity Mastered. It was bad in this deck, since I wasn't generating that many Echoes, so I had no hope of hatching it. Echo Break reaches my 100 battle threshold, and it is the last of the clan starting cards to do so. I now have experienced all 12 of the clan starting cards in 100 battles. For artifacts, Guild Marker provided me with a lot of gold. I was able to purchase many trinkets and upgrades because I had Guild Marker from the very beginning. Lightstone Casing becomes the 6th artifact to reach my 100 battle threshold, where I stopped counting. It was very important in this run, since without it, I wasn't able to upgrade spells from reward packs, due to the Expert Challenge. This gave me many more upgrade options. Check out my tracking sheet, link in the video description. New episodes every Saturday, and thanks for watching.